All right. All right. Hey, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves and hope everybody's enjoying this nice weather after a couple days of just absolute non-existent heat stroke, really, that has been coming to the East Coast recently. I'm Mike Walsh. Glad to be joined by you guys today. And today's just going to be a little casual, if we could be completely honest with you. We're going to be hanging out. Any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, you guys can show up in chats and everything else. But other than that, we're just going to be hanging out and just going to be talking over the Red Sox game today against the Houston Astros. For those of you unaware, Red Sox won last night 2-1 on a single into center field by one of their top prospects and one of the young guys on this team, Roman Anthony, who has finally found his footing here in, I would say, but rather quickly and really exactly the way he's supposed to be finding it, as quickly as he could. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm stumbling over my own words here, but really should be a good game. Red Sox took an interesting one, 2-1. They come in 60-51 on the year, in second wild card spot, in just a half game behind the Yankees for the top wild card spot, and just 4 games behind the Blue Jays for the AL East lead. So hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves over on the park. And I believe today they'll be wearing the City Connect blue and golds in honor of the marathons today against the Astros. So should be looking forward to that. If everybody can hear me okay, I'm just testing the levels as best I can here. Just let me know as best you can if you can hear me fine. If you need me to turn it up a little bit or anything like that, we'll see how it goes. But other than that, we should be good to go. Red Sox had a quiet trade deadline the past week. They only got Dustin May from the Dodgers and Steven Fritz, I believe his first name is. Steven Matz is his name. Excuse me, I combined 2 names there. Steven Matz, left-hander from the Cardinals, and May coming from the Dodgers. So not really a busy trade deadline, so to speak. Red Sox today will hand the ball off to Walker Buehler, who I would say is looking as best he can to rebound from a tough season and a tough recent starts. I will take a look if I can. See if we can find the lineups for the game today. And yes, here we are. So it'll be Walker Buehler against Colton Gordon, the left-hander going for the Houston Astros. Walker Buehler comes in 6-6, 5.72 ERA. And as I've said before, I'll go back to that. Colton Gordon 4-3 with a 4.74 ERA today. Lineups for the Astros coming up, since they will be batting first. Here in the top of the first, Jose Altuve will lead off and play second base today. In the second hole, that's Jesus Sanchez, age 27, number 4. He'll be playing left field. Carlos Correa, recently back with the Astros after getting traded from the Minnesota Twins to the Astros. He'll be playing shortstop today. In the 4th spot at first base, Christian Walker. Next up, in the DH, batting number 5, that will be Yainer Diaz. Victor Carantini will be behind the dish, the catcher, number 17. He'll be batting 6th. Cam Smith, number 11. He'll be batting 7th and playing right field today. Taylor Trammell playing left field today. Actually, no, he'll be moving over to center field and batting 8th. Batting 9th, the right-hander, and playing third base, Ramon Urias. And again, Colton Gordon will be on the mound. And the Red Sox will counter with Walker Buehler on the mound today, 5.72 ERA. Just an up and down year so far for Walker Buehler. coming off really one of his worst starts of the year, only lasting 4 2/3, gave up 3 earned runs, and most of those came in the fourth inning, which has been a real problem for Buehler so far today. I mean, so far this season, really. So hopefully we'll see if we can get anything like that. Actually, get anything more than that as best we can. But should be a beautiful day for baseball from Fenway Park. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves and are ready to enjoy this with me. I'm just going to pull up as best I can, see how you guys are doing or anything like that. I'll quickly close this off and see if you guys want. Here's the stream. You got the chat going right here, so if you guys want to join it, by all means come and join it. We should be just about set for baseball here from Fenway, so Walker Buehler walking out in the dugout. He'll be taking his warm-up pitches. So, I want to get you guys' thoughts really on the Red Sox season thus far. I've had a lot of people tell me that they really don't pay attention to the Red Sox since they made some of the recent moves that they made. Losing Bogarts, losing Devers, definitely losing Mookie Betts. So they've kind of lost their fandom, so to speak. And I don't blame them, really. I mean, front office and ownership has not been the best lately. But this team that's playing right now is a really fun group. So see how best it goes. So Altuve will be leading it off for the Astros. Red Sox defense, Bregman at third, Story at short. And I believe Duran in the outfield, left field, Rafaela. Narvaez behind the plate with Walker Buehler. I'll get the full lineup for you guys in a sec. So we'll go back to the lineup for today. I'll give you the defense. So it's Romy Gonzalez at second base, Alex Bregman at third base. Roman Anthony will be playing right field. Rob Refsnyder is your DH. Trevor Story at shortstop. Carlos Narvaez behind the dish. Jarren Duran out in left field. Cedar Rafaela in center field. And Abraham Toro at first base. 73 degrees, mostly sunny. Beautiful day for baseball at Fenway Park. And the crowds have been lively and about for most of the year so far, but recently has been great. Walker Buehler on the slab. Jose Altuve digging in. First pitch is underway, and that's going to be a swing and a miss on a fastball in the outer half by Altuve. And Walker Buehler is going to start off 0 for 1 this day and in this start. Altuve batting .281 this year, and he's going to chop one over short. Story's going to glove it, going to fire on to first, and 2 pitches and 1 quick out for Walker Buehler in this start. Next up will be Sanchez, batting .259. So again, the Red Sox, and I'll pull this up for you guys so you guys can check it out with me. Red Sox come in 4 games behind the Blue Jays in the division as Sanchez swings and misses. Jesus batting .259 with 10 home runs and 36 RBIs. 4 games behind the Yankees. And I'll pull up right here. 4 games behind the Blue Jays, I should say. And in the second wild card spot, just a half game behind the Yankees for the top wild card spot as Buehler paints the corner and it's 0-2 quickly on Sanchez. Another pitch, this one slapped, but right to the second baseman, Romy Gonzalez. And 5 pitches, 2 outs. Good start of the outing for Walker Buehler. Walker, known for his cutter, knuckle curve, and 4-seam mostly. He's really got 5 pitches that he really throws, slider and sinker, to go along with those first 3. But it does have 7 pitches total that'll spray in every now and again. Carlos Correa steps in and takes one right down the middle at 94. Correa batting 264, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs. But again, most of those are spread out 94 games with both Minnesota and Houston. Slider down and away. Count goes to 1-1. 1-1 pitch down at the just below the knees, so count 2-1 to Correa. Walker Buehler again trying to get over a really bad start against the Dodgers. He was going good, but then the fourth inning came off. This one's just outside, but was about an inch or so off, so not really that bad. Red Sox coming off a walk-off win last night and really got helped by Cooper Criswell, who came up for a spot start, 7 innings, 7 hits, but only 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and did it on 84 pitches and then was sent back down to Worcester. So good spot start for the young man there as Buehler gets a swing and a miss on a slider, started inside and went down below. Now the count is full, 3-2 on Carlos Correa, so Buehler trying to get out of this inning unscathed. Just got a shot of Dustin May in the dugout, one of the 2 trade targets. Came over from the Dodgers as Buehler gives a ball 4. And Correa is aboard. And now bring up Christian Walker, who's batting 237. Number 4 in the lineup for this Astros team, 237, 14 home runs, 56 RBIs, 1 RBI shy of 500 for his career. As he takes a slider right there for strike 1. So again, the Red Sox chasing Toronto. Just only 4 back, so they're much in contention for the AL East as Walker swings and hits a high drive to left field, and that's going to hit off the DraftKings sign over the monster for a 2-run homer. Christian Walker leaves the yard for his 15th home run of the year. And rather quickly, the Astros are out to a 2-0 lead. Again, you don't know what you're going to get with Walker Buehler this year. It could either be dominance or it could be shaky. And right there was shaky as Buehler absolutely destroyed one. If there wasn't a giant sign there, that would be out on Lansdowne Street. Estimated 434 feet for Walker, right over on top of the monster. Just like that, the Astros are out to a quick 2-0 lead. And now bring up Yanni Diaz. We'll look at a sinker on the outside corner. Showing the replay here, just an elevated fastball, belt high, and Walker was all over it. As Diaz looks at a sinker just off the plate for a 2-0 count. Hit off the sign and land in the first row of the monster seats. As Diaz looks at another slider off, 3-0. Yonder batting 252, but the last 10 games batting 382. So seeing a surge as of late. As a look at a 4-seam fastball right at the knees. Walker Buehler, really, he's just got to get out of this inning unscathed, and then the 4th. 8 earned runs in the first, as that will be a single to left field. So Diaz is aboard. So 8 earned runs in the first inning on average for Walker Buehler on his starts. And 14 earned runs in the 4th inning. So Walker's just got to get into the 5th and he should be good. But that's a tall, tall task against a very good Astros lineup. Victor Caratini steps in, batting 257. He'll look at a knuckle curve right at the knees for strike 1. Caratini, 257, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs. 21 of those 36 RBIs have come on the road, so very good. Again, and a shot right into right field. That's going to be another base hit. Anthony going to come up firing. Story's going to cut it off. Buehler's found himself again in trouble. So I'll be interested to see if Buehler gets a chance to go deep, or if this is going to be another one where he's just going to find himself in trouble. This is why Red Sox fans wanted them to go out and get another high-end starting pitcher at the trade deadline, just because after Garrett Crochet, you just don't know who's going to be good and who's not going to be good in the starting rotation. Dustin May was okay, but pretty much has similar numbers to Buehler. This could be a real struggle if the Red Sox are able to make it to the postseason. Their starting pitcher just might not be able to hold up aside from their ace, Garrett Crochet. Cam Smith will dig in, batting .256, and he'll look at a sinker at the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Smith batting .256, 7 home runs and 45 RBIs on the year. 0-1 from Buehler is going to be down below the knees, a slider at 87. Count will be back even at 1-1. If you're just joining us, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. 2-0 Astros on a home run from Christian Walker that hit off the DraftKings sign to the furthest right sign above the green monster. That's where we're at right now. Walker Buehler is already up to 23 pitches, and we're not even out of the first inning. 2-1. Going to be laced to center field, but playable. Rafael will make the catch. Walker Buehler will escape without further damage, but home run from Christian Walker gives the Astros a 2-0 lead, as we'll head to the bottom of the first now. So, for all my viewers here, appreciate you guys taking some time and checking out the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. Big news today as far as the Red Sox are concerned. Tanner Houck, who was optioned down to AAA to help really to find his I would say just find his stuff, so to speak. Hasn't really been able to do it, and now the big news today is that Tanner Houck is going to need Tommy John. So Tommy John surgery coming out for a guy who really was thought to be a part of this rotation for the Red Sox as best as he could, but hasn't been able to find it thus far. So for all of our viewers right now, here on the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel, what do we think? Red Sox playoff team, non-playoff team? Where we're at with this team? I really don't know. I really don't know. We've seen it get close in the last 3 years, but they fall apart. I think if they play it in the way like this, where you don't have to sweep every team, but you pretty much have to come out of every series with at least 2 wins. You get a sweep here and there as good as Roman Gonzalez swings at the first pitch, and he laces one just off the top of the monster. Gonzalez is going to roll into second with a leadoff double, as fans have been going to say, take a look as we get a replay here. Yeah, that should be that hit off the top ledge above the line. Who goes? The umpires get together. That ball is gone. Romy Gonzalez has hit it on the first pitch from Colton Gordon. The Red Sox, right back on the first pitch, have cut that lead in half. 2-1 Houston. And Romy's going to get that Wally head. Man, that's a good response there from the Red Sox. Now bring in Alex Bregman, facing his former team for the first time. Again, hit the top of the ledge. And there was secondary sort of backing on that ledge and hit off that back. For Romy, I believe it should be his 8th home run of the year. And Bregman's 3-0. The Red Sox is trying to get right back and do some damage here. Bregman on the 3-0. He'll lift a pop-up behind the plate. This one is going to get it back into the netting, so 3-1's the count. Again, we'll do a live thing. It should be... Yeah, I think this is going to be his 7th home run of the year. Bregman swings and misses on a sweeper in the strike zone. So 3-2 count on Breggy. Roman Anthony on deck. Bregman just above 300 at 301. He'll swing and a miss on a sweeper below the zone. So Gordon comes back with a strikeout. Now I'll bring up the hero from last night, Roman Anthony, as we're getting a replay of it here. Center just over the center, single just over the center fielder's head last night that brought in William Brady when the Red Sox walked it off in the 10th. As Roman takes a ball just off the plate. I mean, there was literally millimeters between the strike zone and that ball. Roman 283, just 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. So look at a fastball right in on the hands. Able to get out of the way there, 93. Roman has found his stride at the big league level and looks very, very comfortable as he'll look a pitch outside. So Gordon having trouble finding the zone. And Roman, since July 3rd, is the second best on base percentage in the MLB. He looks at a ball that looked off the plate, but apparently caught it. So 3-1 the count. Rob Refsnyder, DH, subbing in for Yoshida today. So Roman will take a ball inside, and that'll be a 5-pitch walk for Roman Anthony. So Red Sox get a base runner here with 1 out. Again, Urias at third, Correa at short, Altuve at second, and Walker, the home run hitter, at first. All Gold Glove infield. Left to right, Sanchez in left, Trammell in center, and Cam Smith in right. And Victor Caratini doing the catching for Gordon. Again, Carlos Correa got traded back to Houston from the Twins at the trade deadline. They're happy to have him back as Rob Refsnyder's going to take a shot, but will go into the Coca-Cola porch. Actually, just off the Coca-Cola porch. So Rob Refsnyder looking to hack at the first pitch. So guy tried to get a catch with his hat, but went down below. Rob had 270 with 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, but has a 403 on base percentage against lefties since 2021. 4th in MLB in that stretch. Refsnyder on the 0-1 pitch will foul one back, jammed in on the hands on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Most of that will be from Colton Gordon. Fastball 41% of the time and sweeper 30% of the time, so really 2-pitch arsenal. Well, 2-pitch use. He does have a curve, sinker, and a change, but most of those are under 15% of usage. 0-2 pitch to Ref Snyder. And he'll foul another one off at the top of the zone. Again, beautiful back-to-back days for baseball after a really bad heat wave took over Boston the previous sort of 3 days. But this is great baseball weather. It's only going to get better as we head towards the postseason. As Rob will look at a ball just off the plate. I mean, again, it is a ball, but it's just off the plate by millimeters. Rob in the shadows, as the shadows will cover up most of home plate, but it's sun for the rest of the way. 1-2 pitch, and Rob will chase a sweeper out of the zone for a strikeout. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Nice sweeper. Started on the outside and ended up near Rob's knees at the bottom of the zone. That'll bring up Trevor Story. 251, 17 home runs, 65 RBIs on the year, and perfect with stolen bases. So if he can get on and use that speed. First pitch, you'll see a fastball that almost sailed the backstop. Good play by Carantini behind the plate. Story digs back in. Who's really come alive in his 3rd year with the Red Sox. As he'll chop a ball foul and off the wall for a 1-1 count. Last night, beautiful play in the 10th inning. Story barehanded caught a ball and went home and got the runner to keep the game tied in the top of the 10th. Again, Trevor, first year or 2 with the Red Sox was not great, but his 3rd year has done well as he'll take a strike and sort of a half-hearted swing. On the inside corner, 1-2 to Trevor. Colton Gordon has settled down after that first pitch attack from Roman Gonzalez. Just got out at the top of the monster. Story called time. Now he's back in. Gordon will come to the stretch. Check on Roman Anthony. And they'll throw over to check on Roman Anthony. Anthony back easily. Roman's 2 for 3 on steals attempts, 67%. Trevor bat on his shoulder, now will come up. Gordon from the stretch, kicks and fires, and Trevor will foul one back. Red Sox have been able to get better after slow starts a lot this year. And if Trevor can find the gap, he might be able to tie this game. 1-2 pitch. I believe, yes, that's going to hit Story, so he'll find his way on. Clipped him on the top of the shoelaces. We'll see if the Astros want to challenge this. Got to look at it here. And this will be a better angle. This will show us. Yeah, actually, I don't know if that got Trevor. From the look of it, I thought it went just behind his heel. But it might have clipped that old Achilles tendon. So, Trevor on. 2 runners on in first and second. That will bring up El Capitan Carlos Narvaez, who's been a revelation this year. Been good with the bat, but really his weight in gold has been behind the plate. He has been great in calling games for this pitching staff. It's been a gem that they have gotten in a trade from the Yankees. probably looking at the catcher of the future for many years for the Red Sox. Position they have tried to have some stability in. To be honest, really, ever since Christian Vasquez left. But in reality, if you're looking for a leader and an everyday guy for many years, they really haven't had that. Honestly, since Jason Varitek. As Narvaez will check his swing on a ball in the dirt. The count's 1-2. One-two pitch coming up to Narvaez. And he'll pop this one up over by the dugout. And this one will just get into the seats. As Urias and Carantini unable to get it. So we got a souvenir for a fan. It's about 3 rows up. As he took it just off the elbow. And then off the guy in front of him, the guy's back. So took one right off the elbow. That one's definitely gonna hurt in the morning tomorrow. But it's worth it if you get the ball. Narvaez, look at a changeup in the dirt. And runners will hold, See if Carlos can do some damage here. Or at least get on base and load him up for Jarren Durant. Then the on-deck circles will have a conference here between Gordon and Carantini. I want to thank all of you guys for joining us here on the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. Look forward to talking with you guys as best I can. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you're watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button as best you can. And if you have already subscribed, tell your friends to subscribe. As Narvaez looks in the pitch inside, so 3-2 to Carlos. Anthony and Story will be running on the pitch. As Narvaez will pop this one up into center field. Trammell underneath it. He'll make the catch, so the Red Sox will leave 2 runners on base, but first pitch hack from Romy Gonzalez will make it 2-1 Astros as we head to the top of the second. Again, welcome everybody joining us here for this live stream. Appreciate all you guys supporting the channel and supporting the channel as best we can. Again, we would like to remind all of you guys, if you can, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got some good, interesting things coming up. And also check out our previous videos over the past week if you haven't. Had another commentary highlight going back to the fall season. Some high school football action. Go and check that video out if you haven't. And make sure to like it. Then we had the first episode of the Game Time Voice Report, which is a new type of talk show video that I'm doing here every week on the channel. So go and give that some love. Talked about everything from the Red Sox to the Fleet to the Massachusetts Pirates. And everything in between. So make sure to give that video. And if you guys are watching already, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. But Make sure to share the channel with your friends and ask them to subscribe. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to support us here for the channel. Back here at Fenway, Walker Buehler back on the slab after a tough first inning. Through almost 25 pitches, is now at that now after the first pitch, which is a strike. And now a ball down below a knuckle curve, so the count 1-1. As Taylor Trammell batting .239, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. 1-1 from Buehler to Trammell, just inside on a slider. Again, if you're just joining us, Tanner Houck, who had 0-3 record for the Red Sox, where he was sent down to Triple-A after an injury, had an 8.31 ERA. As this one's shot into right field for another base hit by Trammell, so Walker Buehler's getting tattooed all day today. Walker's just trying to find something as best he can. I'll bring up the third baseman, Ramon Urias, batting .248, 8 home runs and 34 RBIs. And he'll lace one into left field for another base hit. So Astros have their first 2 runners on here in the second. Walker's Buehler's struggle all year have continued. And not where you want to be. 8 and 9 hitters reaching safely. And here comes Altuve. Again, Walker can be good. His stretch run last year with the Dodgers en route to the World Series was amazing, including him closing out the World Series at Yankee Stadium, but he has not found his footing this year with the Red Sox. So if you can get Altuve again, as he grounded out in the first inning. So again, the Astros have batted around in just 1 inning. As Altuve will look at the ball just outside. Sweeper unable to get the inside corner. Buehler with the 1-1 on the way. And Altuve will ground one to third. Bregman will go second for one. On to first, a double play. Great job there by the Red Sox infield as Trammell will go over to third on the double play. Great play by Bregman. Story turn that. This was a hot shot. Bregman thought about tagging Trammell, but decided to go to second to get 2 outs because I think he knew if he tried to get Trammell, he wasn't going to be able to get more than 1 out. So he decided to get 2 outs instead of maybe risking getting more. And that will bring up Jesus Sanchez for his second at-bat of the game. As Buehler has him 1-2. again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse here, but you look at Red Sox teams that have competed. It has been well thought out starting rotations that have gotten them to where they need to go, as a changeup is just below the zone by Walker Buehler. Take a look at the road ahead. Red Sox will be playing Houston tomorrow. I thought that was a 1 o'clock start. Apparently that's been moved back to 11:30. There's a foul ball here by Sanchez. Then they're back on the road to... Actually, no. Then they're hosting Kansas City. And either Monday or Tuesday, Garrett Crochet will be back on the mound. I'm not sure when Dustin May will make his Red Sox debut. Again, Crochet had his next start pushed back a couple days just as a maintenance thing, as he's thrown a lot of pitches and a lot of innings for this Red Sox team. Buehler's 2-2. That one ground to second, easily handled over there by Romy Gonzalez, and that is a good inning for Walker Buehler to bounce back. No runs, and Red Sox coming back up 2-1 Astros as we head to the bottom of the second. So it's been an okay start for Walker Buehler. Again, second and third innings have not been problems. He's just been unable to get out of the blocks in the first inning. Has an 8 ERA in the first. And really then his trouble inning is the fourth. He has a 14 ERA in the fourth. So if he can get through 5 without much more damage for the Red Sox, it's really all you can ask for. So it is tomorrow, an 11:35 first pitch against the Astros. It'll be Lucas Giolito going against Framber Valdez. So that one pushed back to 11:35. Early one there for both teams. Take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Red Sox. So, after this game, 3 against Kansas City. Then an off day, and then the Red Sox will head out to the West Coast for 3 games against the Padres, as Jarren Duran will lead off the bottom of the second. Look at a fastball in the zone for a strike. So San Diego and then Houston, as Duran will pop one into center field, but easily playable there for Trammell. One out here in the bottom of the second. So Padres, then Houston. Then back at home for 3 against the Marlins and 2 against the Orioles. So really should come out with, I would say, you should really win both those series, if not sweep one of them. Definitely should sweep the Marlins. Cedar Rafael looks at a ball just outside. Cedar has cooled down a little bit after his tear heading into the All-Star break. The 1-0 pitch to him is outside, so 2-0. Again, not quite sure when Dustin May will make his first appearance as a Red Sox. After that game against the Orioles, as Rafael will foul one off. Good, 2-1. Red Sox will have a couple important series on the road. 4 against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and then 4 against the Orioles at Camden Yards for hosting the Pirates to end August. Cedar will foul one off the third base side. So, can finish off the month with making up some ground in the AL East and in the wild card race if they can. Sit down 2-2 just below the zone on a sweeper from Colton Gordon. We'll say Dustin May has a sort of a throwback look for the Red Sox with the long hair and the beard. As Rafael will chase a 3-2 pitch out of the zone for a strikeout. So May came up from the Dodgers for 2 minor league infielders. Not at the best numbers. 6-7 with a 4.85 ERA, including a game where he got lit up by the Red Sox when he pitched for the Dodgers not too long ago. The other one was Steven Matz, who got acquired for prospect Blaze Jordan. So, one of the better names in baseball, but unfortunately no longer with the Red Sox organization. Now, it doesn't necessarily hurt to always have great pitching both in the bullpen and the starting rotation. But if you go get a rental reliever for a guy who's batting .301 in AAA, it's kind of tough look. There was a chance that the Red Sox were able to get Joey Ryan from Minnesota. And I thought they did, but turns out it came out at the last minute as Abraham Toro grounds out to Carlos Correa. That will end the bottom of the second. And we'll come back for the top of the third. Red Sox down 2-1 to the Houston Astros. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here at the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. I say us, it's literally just me. I had a viewer ask me about that the other day, and it was like, why do you keep saying all of us here and all this, that? I'm just like, just sounds better when you say it. I mean, the channel, yes, is basically only me, so it's weird to say it, but it kind of just flows better when you're talking. Again, for those of you joining us here on the live stream, thank you. If you haven't, make sure to subscribe. Subscriptions really help the channel. And if you're wondering, well, how do I subscribe? It's real simple. If you have a Google account, just any Google account, you just sign in with your Google account and your password, and and then you can click the subscribe button. If you already have, appreciate you guys, appreciate your support. If you know people who watch the videos but haven't subscribed, make sure to check that out. And let them know that they haven't subscribed. Show you guys here. Got 13 subscribers so far on the channel. Want to get that up. I really want to get that up to about 50 if I can. I know I can get that up to 50 by the end of the year. Take a look at the analytics. Says Walker Buehler back on the slab and chases a slider by Carlos Correa for an 0-1, who walked in his first at-bat. And a sweeper gets strike 2. We'll take a look here. I just want to show it to you guys. We've actually taking a look the last 28 days, that was at 70-something%, now down to 52. So again, I got 47 people who are not subscribed watching. So if you can, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out very much. But that's my plug for the day. Don't want to show you guys too much of that. Correa will chop one in the center. Roman Gonzalez will pick it. He'll fire on to first and get Correa. One out here in the third is a good quick out there for Buehler. So again, Google account, sign in, click subscribe. It's that simple. If you guys have already done it, appreciate it. If you guys haven't done it, make sure you do that so far. If you know somebody who watches but isn't subscribed, just give them that idea and they'll be. It doesn't really cost anything to subscribe, I promise you. Just Google account and click that subscribe button. And when you do, hit that notification bell so you know when new videos go up. As Christian Walker, the home run hitter, will chop this one foul. And count will go to 1-1. Again, the Red Sox walked off last night thanks to a Roman Anthony signal to win Game 1 of the series. One pitch from Buehler, just outside on a slider. Count is 2-1 to Christian Walker. If you just joined us, hit a 2-1 home run in the top of the first to make it 2-0. For Romy Gonzalez took the first pitch from Colton Gordon at the bottom of the first to cut the deficit in half. You'll see here, all-time record, Houston Astros. Red Sox at 43-40 all-time. As Walker will shoot one right up the middle for a base hit. So he's 2 for 2. And he's on with one out here in the top of the third. That will bring up, designated here, Yainer Diaz. Batting .254, 15 home runs, 44 RBIs on the year. Buehler will pump a sinker right there for strike one. Yainer signaled in his first at-bat in the first. Buehler will put a slider. That one's tagged. That one is going to go, actually caught by Duran. I thought that one was going to get out of here, but it hung up there for Jaron right at the base of the out-of-town scoreboard there on the monster. Now it'll be 2 gone. Tough to judge sometimes those fly balls. They could look crushed and then all of a sudden the wind kicks in, or they can look harmless and then all of a sudden they carry. That one hung up there for Jaron. He made the catch just before the monster. This one hitting to right for a base hit by Victor Carantini, and Walker will hold up at second. So 2 on for the Astros here in the second. That'll bring up Cameron Smith. Shot of Andrew Bailey from a Red Sox reliever and current pitching coach. Cam batting .255, 7 home runs, 45 RBIs, lined out in the first in his first at-bat. Buehler's first pitch to him is fouled back in the screen behind the plate. Count will be 0-1. Again, Walker, if he can get through the fourth, might be able to give the Red Sox some desperate help. He's at 53 pitches right now, and we're only in the third inning. Trying to get out of a jam here. He's 0-2 to Cam Smith. Smith will pop one up to right field. Anthony has it, battling the sun. Buehler will get out of the jam. Red Sox coming back up in the third. Red Sox fans, I'm interested to hear your take on this because I think we live in a very cynical sports city. Now, don't get me wrong. I think we live in the best sports city in the world because there's nothing like Boston sports fans. Now, they can be good and bad. We've seen bad on some occasions, and they can be very, very tough and this and that. But they're also, I think, some of the more passionate fan bases you'll find. But why I'm bringing this up is because I want to get your take on Alex Cora as the manager for the Red Sox. I don't know. I think he's been a great manager since he's been here. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I think this team and the last couple teams had no reason to even be in playoff contention, and he's got them in playoff contention. However, some people have said that he overmanages and this and that. So it's a double-edged sword, really, and that comes with territory. But I don't know. You live and die, really, when it's in Boston here, and we hold our teams to such high standards. Honestly, I want to look this up because it's interesting. Back here with the bottom of the third, Roland Gonzalez, after home run in the first, is going to take a curve right at the bottom corner for a strike. You see, one of the reasons why I think the Red Sox have been great, 35-21 in Fenway Park this year. That has not been the case in previous years. Actually been a better road team in previous years, and I think that's one of the reasons they failed to make the playoffs. You got to be better at home. And they have been tremendously at home, including 12-2 in their last 14. This Romy will smack one the opposite way, and that one's going to get down and hop over the wall for a ground rule double. So Romy's 2 for 2 thus far this year. Actually, this day, excuse me. He's halfway to the cycle. Might have just jinxed him, but, what do I got to lose here? Just slapped one over and hit the dirt just in front of the pesky pole, and then one hopped the wall. So Romy's aboard with no outs here. And Alex Bregman, he'll shoot one to left, but that one's going to be easily caught there by Sanchez. So one out here in the third. Romy's going to stay put. Bregman hit that one on a rope, but it was unfortunately right at the guy. That'll bring up Roman Anthony, who reached on a walk in his first at-bat. Gordon going to check on Gonzalez at second. First pitch, just high. You could sacrifice, but it's pretty dangerous with one out because if you don't get the guy, giving up an out. Now there's 2 outs. As Roman's going to look one on the inside corner for a strike, sweeper at 80 miles an hour. Roman's been batting pretty well since he's been called up with runners in scoring position, averaged just over 400 in that situation. The 1-1 from Gordon. Right at the bottom of the zone there for a strike. Just flash it there. I'll plug it too. Red Sox organization's always a great effort. Jimmy Fun Telethon coming up August 18th and 19th. So Save up your money, get ready to donate for that. Jimmy Fund, always a great cause for the Red Sox, as Roman will look at a strike just at the bottom of the zone for strike 3 on a sweeper from Colton Gordon. So Anthony will strike out in his second at-bat of the day. Just right at the bottom right corner of the zone. Could just say outside corner there, Michael, but I'd like to be a little specific. They'll bring up Rob Refsnyder, 0 for 1. He'll have to shimmy out of the way of a four-seamer at his knees. Count will be 1-0. Rob in for Masataka Yoshida today at the DH spot. Struck out in the first. Next pitch from Gordon. Just outside on a changeup. Count 2-0. Rob shaking the bat just above his head. 2-0 coming from Gordon. Rob will poke one into right field, and that one's going to get down. Coming around to score there is Romy Gonzalez, and the Red Sox have tied it up here at the bottom of the third. We're tied 2-2 on a poke infield single there from Rob Refsnyder. Didn't even kind of fully finish his swing, sort of a half check swing that poked out to right field. Landed just in front of Cam Smith, who played it on a hop. And so the Red Sox have come back and they've tied it at 2, and they'll bring up Trevor Story. Story will poke one foul up the right side. 0-1 the count to Trevor. Trevor was hit by a pitch on his back foot in his first at-bat. He'll now look at a ball just below the hands for a ball. Gordon, look over, and now we'll check over on Rob Refsnyder. Will dive back in easily with no tag. Rob perfect, but only attempted to steal 3 times, but he's been successful with every one. Trevor batting .251, 17 home runs, 65 RBIs on the year, and he'll look at a ball up. 2-1 now, the count on Trevor. Two-one count. Next pitch, Trevor will swing and hits a high fly ball deep to left field. That one off the Plymouth Rock sign. Look out, Lansdowne Street. Trevor Story, a 2-run shot. And the Red Sox have taken a 4-2 lead. 18th home run of the year for Trevor Story. He has found his spot in Boston in his 3rd year. And he will be the next one to get the Wally head from Jarren Duran. Been a heck of a year for Trevor Story. Found a sweeper right in the heart of the zone, and he did not miss it. And it literally one hop actually hit the top of the sign just next to the Fisk pole. Hit off the top of the Plymouth Rock sign. Probably found its way onto Lansdowne Street. Now Carlos Narvaez will take a strike in the heart of the zone for the count 1-1. Again, Trevor. Narvaez will poke one foul. signed a 6-year deal with the Red Sox 3 years ago, actually. So he's currently in year 4. It took him a while. He was plagued with injuries left and right last year. Couldn't really find his footing the first 2 years, but he's found his footing now, and he is playing incredibly both at the plate and in the field, and is now starting to earn his contract for the Red Sox at just the right time. Narvaez 2-2 and chases one up for a strikeout. So Colton Gordon will get out of the inning, but a 2-run shot by Trevor Story will put the Red Sox in the lead. It's 4-2 as we head to the top of the next inning here. Again, looking everywhere across the MLB. Let's see if there's any other games going on in Major League Baseball. Right now, 4-2 Blue Jays over the Royals. That game in the bottom of the 7th. Rockies with a 6-4 lead over the Pirates. That's in the top of the 7th. Top 5, Tigers with a 2-0 lead over the Phillies. Bottom 4, Nationals we're trailing the Brewers 5-2. Rangers with a 2-0 lead over the Mariners in Seattle. That one's bottom 4. Guardians with a 2-0 lead over the Twins. That one top 4. Marlins with a 1-0 lead over the Yankees, mid 4. Mets and Giants tied 3-3 after 3 innings. Those are all the games so far. 2 finals. Orioles beat the Cubs 4-3 and Rays with a 4-0 shutout win over the Dodgers. Still to come today. 10-10 late game. Padres versus Cardinals. Angels versus White Sox at 10:07. Athletics D-backs at 10:05. And then the premier game tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Speedway Series. Reds will play the Braves. Got a tour of that field by Marty Smith from ESPN. As Walker Buehler's back on the slab, throw a strike there. Talked about that Speedway Series as Trammell will look at a fastball up in the count 1-1 to Walker Buehler. Talked about that Stadium Series in my first episode of the Game Time Voice Report. Go and check that out if you wouldn't mind, guys. But that's being played at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's being played. Stadium is set up in pit row, and I don't believe there are any seats that are going to be taken up on the track. There are seats in the park. So don't think anybody's going to be sitting in the actual stands, but there are stands in the ballpark on pit row, so we'll be interested to see how that goes. And I'll be trying something different there. Buehler will spike a knuckle curve in the dirt, so count 3-2 again. They just flashed it on the screen. This is the trouble inning for Walker. 14 ERA in inning 4 in his start, so got to be able to get out of here without really much damage. Foul by Trammell. Full count pitch by Buehler. Just outside, Trammell takes, and he walks the first batter. So, here we go again with Walker Buehler, 4th inning. again, this is where, and this is no offense to Brad May, because he's put in a tough spot by management, but he's not the type of starter we really needed. As really, he has the exact same numbers as Buehler. And at this point, Walker Buehler, if the Red Sox do make the postseason, he'll probably be the starter. They'll be relegated to the bullpen. And the 1-0 pitch fouled off by Urias is actually in on the hands. Again, other than Crochet, Red Sox pitching staff has been up and down all year. It's got to get fixed before October, if they even make it to October. Urias grounds out, could be two. Story to second for one, on to first by Gonzalez. Double play. That'll help the cause. Trevor Story doing it all for the Red Sox thus far with the bat and with the glove. Second double play of the day for the Red Sox. And now I'll bring up the former MVP, Jose Altuve. So look at a ball right at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Altuve's grounded out and grounded into the first double play of the game. Now swing and hit a ball into left field, but easily playable for Duran. So, shutout in the fourth. Good job by Walker Buehler. The Red Sox will take a 4-2 lead to the bottom of the fourth. Again, that's unbelievable to me. That someone could have a 14 ERA in just one inning and average that for a whole year. That's amazing to me. That's absolutely crazy. That you could point to a pitcher and say, hey, here's the problem. You got to get out of this inning or else your entire start is messed up. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already, and I'll head back and I'll show you guys, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and, if you want to, I'll show you guys right here. I'll actually hit it right here. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit. Actually, I'm in my own account, so if you guys haven't really understood, but I'll say this. And I'll just pull up another video I was watching. I was watching this, but right here, if you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button right here on my channel if you can, and make sure to like the video here and leave a little comment just right here. All right, enough pandering. I've pandered enough. Back here for the bottom of the fourth, Jaron Duran steps in, and the first pitch, he'll sky one short second base. Altuve battling the sun will make the catch. As for some reason, the Nesson cameras will show two dudes with no shirts in the stands today. Now, I hope they had shirts and just decided once they got on there, take their shirts off. But I don't get the whole appeal to taking your shirt off at a sporting event. That I don't get. Cedon Rafaela, he'll smoke one fair down the left field line. Hit off the triangle there. Cedon digging for two. He's going to take the turn, but it will stop there at second for a one-out double. So say Don, 1 for 2 today. 22nd double of the year for the kid. Got one at the bottom of the zone, was inside, didn't hit off the extension there, and got all the way to the door out in left field. Was cut off there by Sanchez. Don came into second base screaming. He thought he could make a 3. They'll bring up Abraham Toro, and Toro will swing. It's a high fly ball deep to left field. That one's going to hit into the monster. Abraham Toro with a 2-run shot, and the Red Sox have extended their lead to 6-2. 6th home run of the year for El Toro. And the Red Sox are hitting the long ball today against the Astros. Toro will take the Wally head for a spin. Kid has had an up and down year, but it's been a revelation at first base, which is a place that Red Sox have needed it. Batting .259, not bad, but would like to have the power come up a little bit, and that one certainly did. 6th home run of the year and his 23rd and 24th RBI of the year for Toro. Took one right in the inside corner, bottom of the zone, and had liftoff. Romy Gonzalez now looks at a ball. 1-2 the count on Romy. Romy's halfway to the cycle. Had a home run on the first pitch from Colton Gordon in the first. Then a double in the third. 1-2 pitch, and Romy will foul it off on a sweeper on the inside. So that one almost took out a couple Astros in the dugout. I will say, as someone who is a former cameraman and spent some time in the dugout, those balls will come at you quickly. Remember one game, I was in the third base dugout, 2-2 to Romy. He'll smack one over there, but easily played by Christian Walker for 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Let's get a replay here. Toro took one, landed just below the National Car Rental sign, into the 3rd row of the monster seats. I'll bring up Alex Bregman, the former Astro, 0 for 2 today against his former team. First pitch will be a curve that will find the top of the zone for a strike. Bregman 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a lineout, under 300, batting .299 now. Bregman looking pitch outside, count 1-1. Again, going back to my story, I was in the first base dugout, got a ball hit on the ground into the well. Wasn't able to catch it clean, but played a lot of infield and was able to knock it down and pick it up, so that's a good sign, but took it right off the left shoulder, so wasn't really able to field it cleanly. Had a little bit of a good bruise. But when you're in the dugout, you come with territory. Bregman will chop one foul here. Bregman's on a 6-game hitting streak, batting .400 during that time frame. So looking to keep that streak alive. Right-hander Kyle Ort up in the pen for the Astros as a curve will get away from Colton Gordon outside, so 2-2 the count on Brady. 2-2 coming. Bregman will swing and miss on a sweeper. He's down swinging for the 2nd time today, but 2-run home run from Abraham Toro, and the Red Sox will extend their lead 6-2 as we'll go to the top of the 5th at Fenway. Question for all of our viewers here, while we're in between innings. If you ever gone to a game, whether it be minor leagues, major leagues, has anybody ever been able to catch a foul ball or have been close to a foul ball? And if you did you make the play or not? Like I said, just sharing my experience with having a chance to do so, but wasn't really able to make a play, although mine was on the ground, so it doesn't really count. Actually, I'll ask another question to our viewers here if you want it. Question for you guys. You guys can leave your answers in the chat. Where does baseball rank in terms of the hierarchy of sports in terms of enjoyment for you? Baseball to me has kind of gone down, but I think the only reason why it's gone down is because I worked in baseball for 2 years, so when you're there every day, it kind of takes the fun out of it. As Buehler's back on the mound, we'll throw a strike to Sanchez. Count 0-1. For me, it's hockey 1, basketball 2 as a grounder up the middle, easily play for Story. And he'll throw out Sanchez for the first out of the fifth. It's hockey 1, basketball 2, soccer 3, football. Actually, no, yeah, baseball 4 and football 5. I understand some people love football a lot more, but I never really got into football in terms of it being my main sport. Carlos Correa will look at the ball, count 1-1 on him. Played baseball a lot when I was a kid, but again, you work in there for 2 years, it kind of takes the zip out of it. This is probably the year I probably watched the Red Sox more this year than I did in the previous 3 years combined. Haven't really watched this much since the 2021 season. Just didn't really enjoy it. But this team, I will say, this team this year is fun. This is a good group. And they make watching them really fun. 2-2 to Correa, and he'll smack one into left field for a base hit. Duran will play it off the chest on a hop, but able to keep it in front of him. Correa's aboard with a single, with one out here in the top of the fifth. Looking forward to hockey and basketball starting up again in October. Football should be back in September, so sports will be coming back in bunches soon. And once those come back, and once we get back into the high school sports season, I get back out on the road commentating. Hopefully the channel's going to take off with it. And I appreciate you guys being here to support it as much as you can. Christian Walker, foul one off. Count 1-1 on him. He's 2 for 2. Had a 2-run home run in the first and then singled in his second at bat in the third. Correa on first. Again, came back to the Astros at the deadline, coming over from Minnesota. Walker will swing and miss on a slider down in the zone. 1-2, the count on Christian. Buehler's at 76 pitches now. And Walker will foul one back to the screen. Buehler can get a double play ball here, it'd be awesome. It'll only be at 78 pitches. Be able to come back up with a sixth. That ball will be low, four-seam 94 at the bottom, just below the bottom of the zone. So the count's 2-2 to Walker. Buehler will come set, 2-2 pitch, same spot, same result. Count fold 3-2. Correa probably will be off on the pitch. Looking at the regular season standings, Astros have a 3.5 game lead on the Seattle Mariners. And the Mariners hold the final playoff spot, comfortably have a 2-game lead. I shouldn't say comfortably, nothing comfortably, but have a 2-game lead over the Texas Rangers for that spot. They're just a game behind the Red Sox for the second spot. 3-2, that is a walk there, so 2 runners on, 1 out for the Astros. And I think Andrew Bailey is going to come out for a mound visit here. So taking a look at the standings across the Major League Baseball, Blue Jays in first in the East, 3.5 game lead on the Yankees and a 4-game lead on the Red Sox. So that's a 3-team race out there. The Rays 9.5 back, and Baltimore, who has fallen off the face of the earth the last 2 years, 13 games back. In the Central, Detroit commanding 8-game lead over the Guardians. I think that one's probably going to hold up the rest of the year. Houston, 3.5 game lead on Seattle, 5.5 game lead on the Rangers, so that's still a 3-team race. Over the National League, Phillies only a half game lead on the Mets, but that's just a 2-team race. The Marlins are 8.5 back. Here's Yanni Diaz. He'll look at a strike from Buehler. Milwaukee with a 1.5 game lead over Chicago. I think Milwaukee has the best record in Major League Baseball. That's a 2-team race, though. Diaz will poke one just foul on the left field line. So count 0-2. Cincinnati's 8 games back, so that's a 2-team race in that division. And the Dodgers only a 2.5 game lead on the Padres out west. And that's another 2-team race. San Francisco's only as 8.5 back. 500 to 55-55. Diaz, he's going to poke one into center field for a base hit. Rafael's going to cut it off, and he's coming up gunning for third. Correa's going to score. Ball gets away from Bregman. But that's all he'll get. So a run scores on a double by Diaz. And it'll be second and third with 1 out. Alex Cora's got a decision to make. Let's see. Yep, he's coming out. So 4 1/3 and 3 earned runs given up by Walker Buehler. Another way to inability to get out of the 5th. We'll have a pitching change here for Fenway. 6-3 Red Sox when we come back. We'll take a look here at the wild card standings. Yankees hold the top wild card spot, but only a half game up on the Red Sox in the second wild card spot, and they're only a game ahead of Seattle, who hold the last wild card spot. Rangers 2 back, Guardians 3 back, Royals 3.5, Tampa Bay 4.5, and Angels 5.5. So I would say probably realistically 3 of those 5 teams are still in the hunt. Tampa and the Angels, I think, are going to hit a dive in the second half of the year. But Kansas City, Cleveland, and Texas could make a run. take a look out west. Cubs with a 2-game lead at the top wild card spot. Mets in second, but they only have a 1-game lead over San Diego. And the Reds are 3.5 back. That one seems to be a little bit more set in stone. And if you guys are wondering how the playoff format works, well, you can go ahead, check out my latest video, the Game Time Voice Report. I explained the playoff format in that video. So, day is done. For Walker Buehler, 4 in the third, 84 pitches, gave up 3 runs. And it will be Justin Wilson, the left-hander, 2.65 ERA on the year. He'll replace Walker Buehler. With 1 out and a runner on second and third, here in the top of the 5th, they'll face Victor Caratini, who will look at a slider just below the zone. 2 singles today for Victor, batting .263, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs on the year. Lefty's 1-0 pitch, that will find the zone. Slider at 88 miles an hour. On the left side of the zone, count 1-1. See if Wilson can keep this to, I would say, a 2. If he can keep it to a 2-run lead, it'll be a successful inning. There's a swing and a miss there, so count 1-2. Again, Walker Buehler has just not been able to find his stuff here in Boston, and it's really hurt the Red Sox in some of his starts. Wilson's 1-2 fouled off. Slider down in the dirt. Been a tough go of it for the kid after he had an amazing end of the year and closed out the World Series last year for the Dodgers, and a swing and a miss there for Caratini. So Wilson comes in, strikes out the first batter he faced. Good slider there, just dropped to the bottom of the zone, and Caratini was out in front of it. Bring up Cam Smith, 0 for 2 on the day. First offering from Wilson, fastball on the outer half for a ball. Cam's lined out and flew out today, batting .254, 7 home runs, 45 RBIs on the year. A 1-0 from Wilson, that one blocked by Narvaez. No advance there from Christian Walker on third, count 2-0. Makes it sad is Walker Buehler ineligible to get the win as he was unable to go 5. If he was able to finish the inning, he would be in line for the win, but unable to do so. Strike on the outside corner, count 2-1 to Smith. Lefty against righty here. 2-1 pitch on the way, and the slider at the top of the zone, but swung on and missed by Smith. Count 2-2. So Wilson's a strike away from not able to give up any damage. 2-2 pitch. That's right there for strike 3. Great inning. Great way to finish it out for Wilson. Red Sox give up 1 run, but still hold a 6-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. So this was the big story, really, throughout the week, as Craig Breslow only traded for pitcher Steven Matz and Dustin May, who are not bad players and provide a little depth that the Red Sox need at the right places, bullpen and starting pitching, but not really the high impact player. And I think the only reason why it was tough for Red Sox fans is because everybody else made some big and multiple moves, but Red Sox didn't really do much. Breslow said, "We're happy with the guys we brought in, but we also pursued real impact players that we felt like could improve our team. We were uncomfortably aggressive in trying to pursue them. Ultimately, it wasn't from a lack of effort." And he said if fans were in the office during the deadline, they would see that guys we didn't expect to be willing to talk about going to these conversations, we made available. Tried to put the most aggressive offers we could in hopes they were going to end in deals. He said, "I understand the frustration because we're all looking at the last week now in terms of trades that were made and weren't made. And I think this is the problem that Red Sox fans have. You keep saying that, but did you really make as much of a attempt as you did if those were the only guys you got?" As Roman Anthony's going to look at a strike on the inside corner. And speaking of trade deadline, Steven Matz up in the bullpen. Anthony will take a strike at the bottom of the zone, count 0-2. But did you really make an effort? That's the thing Red Sox fans are saying. And if you really did what you said what you were going to do, then that also is a damning indictment on the Red Sox team roster and farm system. Anthony will poke one to third. Easy play, throw on to first, but safe. Anthony beats it out. As Urias was unable to get Roman Anthony going down the line, beats the throw. And I think that's going to be the day for Colton Gordon. So we'll get a pitching change here from Fenway. Go back for the bottom of the fifth. Red Sox leading 6-3 here on the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. Interesting sort of little nugget here, as the Red Sox are 17-11 since they traded away Rafael Devers. So they've kind of taken a stride. The Giants have actually reversed that since they've gotten Devers, 11-17. I'll take a look at this Reddit post here. The Giants have the worst record in baseball since the Devers trade. So that's an interesting thing right there. I think here's the interesting thing here. Devers has been 272 since he came to the Giants. So he's struggled and the team has struggled. Meanwhile, the Red Sox have turned the corner. And really, it's been because of the young guys. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, who's out injured. Those two guys have really worked out. As Rob Refsnyder squares the bunt but looks at a strike. Christian Campbell, who was the only one who got a big contract extension, but ever since then fizzled out. Now he's back in AAA with the Woo Sox. So Refsnyder will look at one in on the hands for a ball. Caleb Ort now in the pitch for the Astros, replacing Colton Gordon. He's 1-1 on Rob Refsnyder. 1-1 pitch just outside, and Rob is able to check his swing. So the count will go to 2-1. Two-one pitch coming. Rob will look at it just below the zone. Backstop by Victor Carantini. Otherwise, Anthony was heading for second. Again, the Red Sox offense is not the problem. It's can they get consistent starting pitching from someone other than Garrett Crochet as Refsnyder swings and misses at a ball in on the hands, count 3-2. You found your ace, which is more than we can say about this Red Sox team. Ever since they got rid of Chris Sale, you now have found your ace. Can you get another one next offseason? That's the question. Refsnyder will look at strike 3 on the outside corner. It was a strike, and Rob was looking down to first, but I think he was just trying to have wishful thinking. One gone here in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up Trevor Story, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, but then had that 2-run shot to the monster. Get the Red Sox their first lead at 4-2, and then Abraham Toro made it 6-2. That was his 18th home run for Trevor and brought in RBI 66 and 67 on it. He'll look at a ball at the bottom of the zone for strike 1, count 1-1 on Trevor. Signed a 6-year deal 3 years ago with the Red Sox and has found his footing here in year 4. Although he had a 97-mile-an-hour fastball just blown by him. Average velocity on that fastball for Caleb Ward is 96. Uses it as just over the half the time when he pitches. Will add in a sweeper and a cutter. Has the circle change, but uses that barely 10% of the time. Roman Anthony leading off first, 1-2 the count on Trevor Story. Or comes set, and he'll check on Anthony at first, who dives in without a tag. Story waving his bat, now resting on his shoulder, now just above his head. Ort comes set, 1-2 pitch, and Trevor will foul it back. Trevor has finally found his groove, and it's good to see. But a look at strike 3 right on the outside corner. So back-to-back strikeouts for Caleb Ort, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. 98 right on the black, and Trevor couldn't get the bat off his shoulders. That'll bring up Carlos Narvaez 0 for 2 today. Trying to break out of that predicament. Now look at a ball just above the top of the zone for a ball. Flew out and struck out today, batting .253, 9 home runs, 33 RBIs. One-0 pitch coming to Carlos. Or set, here he comes, and Carlos will pop this one out of play off to the right side, count 1-1. Carlos had a bit of a cold streak. Last 15 games, batting .148. So checking on Roman Anthony over at first. Has 30 games, batting .207. Didn't have a hit so far in this series against the Astros, but look at a ball in the dirt. Last year with the Yankees was batting .231 and had no home runs and no RBIs. That was only in 6 games with the Yankees. 2-1 pitch fouled back to the screen. Again, only 6 games, only had 13 at-bats last year, and only had 3 hits in those 13 at-bats. But he's become something that the Red Sox desperately needed, which was an everyday catcher. Ort set, 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Narvaez will lay off a fastball outside, count full, 3-2. Jarren Duran on deck 0 for 2. Should Narvaez be able to keep the inning going? Roman Anthony on first will be in motion on the pitch. Or it's 3-2, inside ball 4. Good job by Narvaez to work that. And Ort's day will be done. And the Astros are going to go to the bullpen, as will be Stephen Okert, the lefty, who will replace Caleb Ort. So, if you missed anything, if you're just joining us here, here's the recap so far here on the left side. Christian Walker homered in the first to give them a 2-0 lead. Roman Gonzalez then homered in the bottom of the first, tied to bring them within 1. Rob Refsnyder singled in Roman Gonzalez to tie it up at 2 in the bottom of the third. Same inning, Trevor Story with a 2-run shot over the monster, bringing in Rob Refsnyder, giving the Red Sox the lead of 4-2. Bottom 4, Abraham Toro at another 2-run shot, which brought in Cesar Rafaela. That made the Red Sox lead 6-2. And Yainer Diaz singled on a sharp line drive that scored Carlos Correa in the top of the 5th. That is where we're at right now. Red Sox came in with a 54% win probability coming into today. Stephen O'Kurt in for the Astros, 2.98 ERA this year. He'll face Jarren Duran, who will look at a ball at the top of the strike zone for 1-0 count. Narvaez at first, Roman Anthony at second. And a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Kurt will check the runners, and 1-0 to Duran. And he'll swing and miss on a slider outside the zone. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a pop-out today for Jarren. Been 264, 11 home runs, 60 RBIs. Many people thought he wasn't going to be here coming the trade deadline, but the last couple weeks leading up to it, found his game. Really played his way off the trading block, if you ask me. Fouls off of pitch 1 and 2. Taking a look at tomorrow's game, 11:35 first pitch. It'll be Lucas Giolito going for the Red Sox against Framber Valdez for the Houston Astros in the final game of this series. 1 and 2 the count on Jarren Duran. And the pitch is right there for strike 3. So Duran goes down on strikes. Kirk comes in, does his job. And the Red Sox will take a 6-3 lead as we go to the top of the 6th at Fenway. We'll take a look here as best we can. As we are just about 2 months away from college hockey. Of course, it's big here in Massachusetts, and I would say in some parts of the country. Can't wait to see the boys back on the ice here. The actual season will start October 3rd. The 2025-26 NHL regular season gets underway October 7th. So that is just 66 days away. So the fall and winter will be here before you know it. Don't know really what to expect from the team that shares the city with the Red Sox here, the Boston Bruins. Offseason didn't really give us cause for optimism here, so we'll be perfectly honest there. So with the team assembled, I think if the Red Sox just make the postseason, that'll be a win with a team that's assembled, although it's not really the expectations we want. We expect a Stanley Cup every year. Steven Matz will be in for the Red Sox, who came up from the Cardinals, and first pitch is popped out to Abraham Toro, so 1 pitch run out for Matz, who I believe this is his first appearance for the Red Sox, as Roman Urias will look at a ball up. So Matt's first pitch was a ball, now a foul back from Urias, so the count 1-1 here. So Matt's making his season debut with the Red Sox, coming over from the Cardinals in the trade deadline. 1-1 pitch I thought that was a strike right at the bottom of the zone, but the home plate umpire says otherwise. Ramon 1 for 2 today with a single. 2-1 pitch. That's definitely inside. 96 mile an hour sinker ran in on the hands. Count 3-1. Former MVP Jose Altuve on deck. 3-1 pitch. That's inside, ball 4. So to get one pitch out on the first batter. Matz walks the second guy, so runner on, 1 out. And I'll bring up Jose Altuve. As we just hit 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. I highly doubt I have anybody watching on the West Coast, but if you are, thank you for joining us here on the Game Time Voice channel. 0-1 count on Altuve. Matz's delivery and a swing and a miss there on a nasty curve down below the zone. Altuve's grounded out and then grounded into a double play and then lined out 0 for 3 today for the former MVP. 0-2 pitch coming from Matz and a high fastball that Altuve swung out of his shoes at, so much so he knocked the helmet off his head. Strikeout there for Matz, and there's 2 gone here in the 6th. Fastball was up by the head of Carlos Narvaez, and Altuve swung and missed. Obviously hasn't seen a league of their own and doesn't know to lay off the high ones. They'll bring in Sanchez, the left fielder, 0 for 3 today. Jesus lined out and grounded out twice today. He was a trade deadline deal, came up from the Marlins. Curve swung on into center field, easily playable, and that one is caught by Rafaela to retire the side. So Matz does his job, and the Red Sox will take a 6-3 lead to the bottom of the 6th. So taking a look at the road ahead here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel, I want to say thank you for joining us here on the channel. And as always, if you can, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything else, including coming up this week. We got another commentary video coming out on Monday. A little bit of a preview was back in November when I did a semi-pro soccer match in Worcester, Massachusetts for the United Pro Soccer League. And it was a thrilling game between U Nations FC and Jaguars United down in Worcester, Massachusetts, actually across in Worcester, Massachusetts. It was a thrilling game, so be sure to hit that notification bell if you haven't already so you aren't missing out on when that video goes live. And then on Wednesday, episode 2 of the Game Time Voice Report. Got a lot of things to talk about already here on the channel. And we had some big news coming out today from the WNBA, but I'll save that for the video on Wednesday. Again, I wanted to give a massive shout out to all of you that are watching here on the channel. And if you guys want, if you want to share the video, should be a share button with an arrow. And you'll be able to copy the link and send it out to everybody. Back at Fenway, bottom of the 6th, Cedar Rafaela in and swings and misses on the first pitch. Mauricio Dubon into the game for the Astros. He's in center field. And O'Kurt back to work here. Rafael swings and misses at a slider in the dirt. Garrett Whitlock is up in the pen. think Alex Cora is hoping he can go the 7th and the 8th. Rafael swings 0-2, but just foul. So Whitlock hopefully will be able to get it to the 9th inning. We'll be interested to see if Aroldis Chapman will go. I think he went last night after returning from a back spasm injury. But more likely the Red Sox will shut him down as Rafael swings and misses at a slider in the dirt for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Again, home runs by Romy, Trevor Story, and Abraham Toro have been where most of the heavy lifting has come for the offense here for the Red Sox, and Toro will dig in. Look at a slider right there for strike 1. One for 2 today with that home run is Abraham. 0-1 pitch is right at the black on the outside corner for strike 2. Kyle O'Kurt's 0-2 pitch to Abraham. Golf's one that was down below the zone, popped up, but Carlos Correa able to catch that there for out number 2. Now bring up Romy Gonzalez, 2 for 3 today. Home run and a double. Really got this team going when they needed it after a tough top of the first with that home run. You'll look at a strike on a slider on the outside part of the plate. Romy's back up to 300 with 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. He'll foul a slider off. We'll say the Red Sox have a good lineup. I don't think anybody's batting under 250, which is really, really good. It's the starting pitching, and that one's on the outside corner for strike 3. So nothing doing in the bottom of the 6th, and we'll go to the top of the 7th here at Fenway Park. See if we can take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard right now. Rockies and Pirates in a delay right now, but the Rockies with 7-4 lead, so if that game is unable to continue, Rockies will be able to take that one. Tigers up 5-3 on the Phillies in the top of the 8th. Brewers up 5-2 over the Nationals, top of the 8th. Rangers and Mariners tied at 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Twins and Guardians tied 4-4 in the top of the 7th. Marlins with a 2-0 lead over the Yankees in the top of the 7th. Mets with a 5-4 lead over the Giants in the bottom of the 6th. Blue Jays with a 4-2 win over the Royals. And previously mentioned, Orioles with a 4-3 win over the Cubs. Dodgers losing 4-0 to the Rays today. And 3 games still to come. Reds Braves will be playing at Bristol Motor Speedway. That game at 7:15. Then in the 10 o'clock hour, we got Athletics D-backs, Angels White Sox, and Cardinals Padres. So the Red Sox, they're able to hold on. Will probably leap into second place And the Yankees, if they're not able to come back, will head over to third place, at least in the division. And then the Red Sox will jump into the top wild card spot. Garrett Whitlock on the pitch for the Red Sox. 2.98 ERA, 5-1 on the year. And is already 0-2, head 0-2 to Carlos Correa, who was walked and singled today. 0-2 from Garrett. Just inside, count 1-2 on a 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Whitlock ready on the 1-2 pitch. That one fouled off by Correa. And again, a beautiful day at Fenway, which has become a fortress this year and has sounded like it used to sound. Correa's going to stab one, and that one's going to drop for a base hit by Carlos Correa. Just, that one was half a foot out off the plate in the dirt. Correa didn't even finish his swing, just poked it and somehow found a spot in center field. And that'll bring up Christian Walker 2 for 2 today. He's already got a home run. That one's called a strike, but it was a good, I would say, maybe 2 inches off the plate. Walker's homered and singled and walked today. Batting average just above 240. Slider, that one's way off the plate. Count 1-1. Correa leads off from first. And Whitlock, good change up there. Got a half swing on Christian Walker. Now count 1-2. And time is called, so Walker will step out. One-two pitch. Walker will foul that off. Fans of all ages at Fenway Park. And again, beautiful day, perfect day for it. Walker will look at a slider outside the zone, counting 2-2. Excuse me. Correa will lead off first. 2-2 pitch. Walker will grab up. Picked by Bregman. Goes to second for one. On to first, but unable to get Walker. Great play there by Brady, but unable to turn two. Does get the lead runner. Alex Cora will put his hand up. We'll see if he challenges this. Looked pretty understandable to me. Bregman with a slide, able to turn. Got to Romy. Romy tried to get it in, but yeah, I think Walker beat it out. But it was a hot shot to the hot corner, and Bregman stabbed at it, able to get the lead runner. Kind of threw it a little bit behind Romy. If he's able to keep it in front of him, he might have been able to get it, but had to reach back and then throw. I'll bring up Yonder Diaz. Whitlock will get him to chase at a 96-mile-an-hour sinker up at the letters. And no one count here. Walker on first, the 0-1 from Garrett. That one poked to first. Toro's going to go to the bag and then throw, and Story had a leap to keep it from going into left field. I don't know if Toro was... If he had gone to second, he might have been able to get two, but he decided to go to the bag first. I think he thought he had more time to get Walker than he actually did. Interesting choice there from Abraham Toro. That will bring up Victor Caratini, who's 2 for 3 today. He'll look at a sweeper at the top of the zone for a strike. Carantini, 2 for 3 with 2 singles today. Red Sox are going to improve to 10 games above 500, currently 60-51 on the year. Change up from Garrett right there for strike 2 and count 0-2. Whitlock comes set, 0-2, and Carantini's going to poke one in left field, base hit. Walker's going to turn, throw by Duran, and he's going to cut down Christian Walker. What a throw by Jarren Duran, easily in plenty of time, and the Red Sox will escape the 7th without any damage. They will sing Sweet Caroline, but it should be Sweet Duran as he cuts down Walker at the plate. Red Sox 6, Astros 3, as we go to the bottom of the 7th. I want to give a shout out to all the inductees as 2025 class in the NFL Hall of Fame took the rightful place today. See if I can pull that up. As Hall of Famers took their place, Jared Allen, the star defensive end who spent most of his career with the Minnesota Vikings, was the first one. Sterling Sharp, actually a little bit more on Jared Allen. Next up was Sterling Sharp, the brother of current Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp, who had a heck of a career but was cut short, unfortunately, due to a neck injury. Eric Allen, former defensive player, spent most of his time with the Oakland Raiders. And finally, some think is in that conversation for the best tight end ever. That's Antonio Gates, longtime tight end of the San Diego Chargers and the LA Chargers. Was able to see play for both iterations of the Chargers. Pull up the eligible players. Alex Bregman digs in at the bottom of the 7th and fouls one off 0-1. So the first time eligible players for 2026 reads like a who's who. We'll get to them in a sec as Bregman looks at a ball inside and just below the knees. Drew Brees, former quarterback of the Saints. Larry Fitzgerald, star wide receiver for the Cardinals. Jason Witten, who played most of his career with the Dallas Cowboys. Frank Gore, the prominent running back. Phillip Rivers, quarterback who played with Antonio Gates on the Chargers. Center Marquise Pouncey. Todd Gurley and LaShawn McCoy. And Bregman will pop up this one just behind the diamond. And Carantini had to make a little bit of an adjustment, but able to corral for out number 1. Thomas Davis, Mike Upati, Geno Atkins, Alex Smith, Jarrell Casey, and for us here in New England, Julian Edelman becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame. So we'll see how many of those players will be joining the class in Canton. So 1 out, Roman Anthony steps up, 1 for 2 with a walk and a single today. And I look at a strike at the top of the zone as we're at 2 hours and 16 minutes right now for this game. Anthony will look at a strike at the bottom of the zone. Tell you what, it's rare you get baseball fans in unison with an agreement on something, but pitch clock has been a godsend for baseball. That one blocked by Carantini. No runners on, so no real urgency in order to get it. But that pitch clock has saved so many games. Like, I genuinely remember, and these are games that barely went into extras or didn't go into extras, but as Anthony will swing and miss with a strikeout. But I remember back in my, when I was younger, Red Sox Yankee games would last up to 5-6 hours sometime. So pitch clock has just been absolutely amazing for baseball. Rob Refsnyder will dig in. He'll look at a ball outside. Now a ball in the dirt, count 2-0. Alex Cora looking to manage another win for this Red Sox team. Two-0 pitch, and Rob's going to hit one up to the left field. This one will bang off the National League scoreboard. Rob digging for second. He's going to slide in. Throw goes over him and to first base. So Rob Refsnyder is aboard with 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 9th double of the year for Rob, as he got a ball in the outer half of the plate and pulled it just off the National League scores up against the monster. So with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, that'll bring up Trevor Story. Should mention, I'll double check here real quick. It's Hector Neris on the mound for the Rangers. He's been on to pitch the 7th inning. Really a 2-pitch arsenal for Neris, 4-seam and splitter, although he has a sinker, change, and slider. But all 3 of those don't even reach 10% in terms of usage. So about 84% of his arsenal is a fastball and a sinker. Trevor Story digs in, and he'll swing and miss on a fastball. 93 on the outer half. Trevor 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a 2-run home run. Gave the Red Sox the lead at 4-2. 0-1 pitch, and Trevor's going to poke one into right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Rob's going to turn and score. Trevor trying to dig in for 2. Throw goes into left field, but Trevor's going to stay at second. So Rob Refsnyder scores. Trevor Story with a single, and the Red Sox extend their lead to 7-3. Just poked it out to right field there, going the opposite way. And Cam Smith came up firing, cut off by Altuve, tried to get Story at second, but his throw got by Correa, but unable to get it into left field. So Carlos Narvaez will come up with 2 outs, and he'll look at a strike. Red Sox adding on here in the 7th. And Fenway Park comes alive with a Let's Go Red Sox chant. One pitch, and we'll wait for that as Neris steps off the rubber to check on Story. Neris is 1-1, just below the zone here, so count 2-1 to Carlos. And again, Neris will step off, so that's 2 disengagements. One more, and I think Trevor moves to third. And now, I don't think Carlos Narvaez got back in the box in time, so that's a pitch clock violation, so now it's 2-2. So the game has turned all topsy-turvy. Here in the bottom of the 7th. And now a balk. Neris balks. So Story's going to advance to third. Man, everything's just got out of control here in the 7th inning. Now finally the 2-2, and Narvaez is going to lay off. So we had a disengagement, a pitch clock violation, then a balk, and now it's 3-2 to Narvaez. Neris' 3-2 pitch. Narvaez will foul it off. That's just a weird sort of thing. Story will lead off third. 7-3 Red Sox in the 7th. Count is full to Carlos. Story off third. 3-2 pitch from Neris. Carlos will foul off another one. Good battle here. Say battle when... I say battle. Most of the stuff has happened away from the matchup between the pitchers and the catchers. Full count, 3-2 pitch again. Neris comes home and Carlos swings. Picked by Correa. He's going to throw. Bounces in. Good pick by Christian Walker. That will end the 7th inning. But the Red Sox tack on. And they'll take a 77-3 lead. And now we got some extracurriculars as we went to break. Neris was jawing at the dugout. That was the craziest end to an inning I've seen in quite a while. But the Red Sox will take a 7-3 lead. And I am going to be right back, folks, here on the GameTimeVoice YouTube channel. Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. Just wanted to see if I can get a better light. I was losing daylight there for a second as we're just coming up on 6:30. Here in Malden, Massachusetts. And taking a look at it here, as we went to commercial, the bench is cleared as Neris got into it with who I have no idea. Oh, it was Kyle Hudson, the third base coach. Like I said, there was a balk. There was a pitch clock violation. There was a whole bunch of stuff at the bottom of the seventh there. So Kyle Hudson was talking with Neris as he went off the field. Now a shot into right field, easily played by Roman Anthony for out number one here in the top of the eighth. On now to pitch here for the Red Sox. Take a look right here. Jordan Hicks on to replace Garrett Whitlock. And he'll pump a fastball and actually a sinker at 98. Hicks might go both innings. I don't think Chapman with a 7-3 lead is going to pitch today. He'd more likely get the day off. I think the Red Sox are going to be very cautious with Chapman after he went back-to-back and then pulled his back-to-back outings against the Dodgers. Mauricio Dubon in for his second at-bat. Came in as a defensive replacement and popped out in the sixth in his only at-bat. 2-1 from Hicks. Dubon will pop this one back foul behind home plate. It counts 2-2. Just over 2 hours and 30 minutes right now. 2-2 pitch from Hicks. Dubon will hook one foul off the left. Top 8. Red Sox had 7-3. Looking to get 10 games over 500. Dubon will poke one into left field, actually to right field for a base hit. So he's 1 for 2 today. Roman Urias in the bat, the number 9 hole. 1 for 2 today. He fouls one off. Ramon 1 for 2 with a single and a walk today. And a check on Dubon at first. The last time the Red Sox were 10 games above 500 was the last time they won the World Series, 2018. Think about that for a second. As Hicks will pump in a sinker for a strike and it's 0-2. So think about that. The Red Sox, for the first time in 6 years, have a chance today to be 10 games above 500. That just shows you how mid to bad they've been in those years since. They got a chance to do it today with 7-3 lead as Hicks blows a 97-mile-an-hour fastball by Uris for strike 3. 2 gone here in the 8th. Right at the top of the zone, and Uris was way behind it. Now I'll bring up Altuve, who's changed out the bat. As he's gone 0 for 4 today, foul one back, 98-mile-an-hour sinker. Right at the top of the zone. Line out, strikeout, ground out, and grounding it into a double play today has been the batting stats for Altuve. The 0-1 right there for 99-mile-an-hour sinker for strike 2. Hicks, 0-2 pitch to Altuve, way high. And the count's 1-2. Altuve is ready, Hicks ready, 1-2 pitch. Altuve pokes one into right field for a base hit, so his first hit of the day. Dubon will stop at second, so Altuve is on the board with a hit here in the top of the 8th, 1 for 5 today. And Hicks is at 15 pitches. So it'll be interested to see if the Red Sox will put someone else up besides Chapman in the bullpen. It'll depend on if Hicks can hold the 4-1 lead, or the 4-run lead, excuse me. As we'll face Jesus Sanchez. Fly out, line out, and 2 ground outs today for the recently acquired man from the Marlins. And 1-0 pitch from Hicks, inside ball 2. Aroldis Chapman walking around out there. And a conference on the mound here as Narvaez comes up to talk to Hicks, who is behind 2-0 to Sanchez. And it looks like got some activity in the bullpen as that one is outside from Hicks, 3-0. It'll be Greg Weishart will be the reliever getting loose, and a 4-pitch walk to Sanchez. That will load him up here in the top of the 8th. And this is an interesting spot. And Andrew Bailey coming out to talk to Hicks. Is coming up in is Carlos Correa. Weishart getting loose. as things have gone from comfortable to uncomfortable at Fenway Park. Carlos Correa with the bases loaded, 260. Dubon off third, Altuve off second, and Sanchez off of first. Hicks' first pitch to Correa. Below the knees, 100-mile-an-hour sinker for a ball. Carlos has walked, hit 2 singles, and scored 2 runs today. Hicks comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Right there, there's another 100-mile-an-hour sinker for strike 1. This is Higgs' batter, 1-1 count. Carlos, did he go around? Yes, he did. For strike 2. And fans will rise as one at Fenway Park. Bases loaded. Top 8, Red Sox 7-3 lead. Looking to get out of here without much damage. Hicks comes set, 1-2 pitch. Right there, strike 3 called. The Astros loaded up the bases, but they will come away with nothing. Jordan Hicks, after loading up the bases, makes Carlos Correa a window shopper. He's just looking. And the Red Sox will take that 7-3 lead to the bottom of the 8th. What a big moment there. Back here at Fenway Park, bottom 9, Nick Hernandez on the pitch for the Astros. He'll face Jarren Duran. And the first pitch, Duran, right at the top of the zone for a strike. Big strike out there for Jordan Hicks to fan Carlos Correa with the bases loaded. Keep it a 7-3 ball game. Duran will lay off for a count of 1-1. Again, the Red Sox trying to get about 10 games above 500. It would be the first time since their last championship year in 2018 they've had that mark, as Duran will line out to Walker first for the first out of the 8th. Duran more than likely will finish 0 for 1 If you're just joining us, Red Sox win 7-3 lead. Romy Gonzalez had a home run in the bottom of the first. Trevor Story with a home run. 2-run to give him the lead 4-2. Abraham Toro added 6-2. Rob Refsnyder scored on a Trevor Story double. Make it 7-3. Christian Walker gave the Astros an early 2-0 lead with the home run in the first. Then they added on a single by Walker, in which Carlos Correa scored. That's where we sit now, 7-3, with Cedar Rafael up now. 1-0 pitch he faces. Rafael will scoot that one to left field. This one's back, and this one's going to hit off the top of the monster. Rafael is digging for second. He makes a wide turn, but will hold there, as Dubon is able to keep him at second with the throw. Cedar has become an everyday player, whether it be at center field or has been taking some time at second base. Romy Gonzalez occupying that today. And again, it goes back to the trade deadline because the Red Sox have a surplus of outfielders, and we thought they would get rid of one of them. Well, it turns out they kept all of them. I think they did because they thought until Marcelo comes back, Cedon's going to be spending some time at second base, so they need all 4 of them. Abraham Toro comes in, switch hitter, hitting from the left side, hit a homer from the right side once today, and he'll pop one out to right field. Coming on in for the Astros' Cam Smith, and he'll throw. Cedon will stay at second. There's 2 gone in the 8th. As the sun is just about to get behind the facade on the third base side, Fenway. 6:46, 2 hours, 44 minutes this game is gone. And we'll bring up Romy Gonzalez. First pitch to Romy is a ball down. One-0 pitch to Romy. And a ground one to shortstop. Easy play for Correa. He'll stop and fire on to first, and that will retire this inning. And the Red Sox will take a 7-3 lead to the top of the 9th. So been a great performance by the Red Sox. We're down early. Walker Buehler unable to go 5, but the bullpen's been great and the offense has picked them up. For the Astros, 3 runs on 13 hits today. They've had the hits, just haven't been able to cash in on them. Red Sox 7 runs on just 10 hits. They've been more opportunistic. So Jorge Alcala actually will replace Jordan Hicks when we come back to Fenway Park. Take a look very quickly here. See if we can't. Yeah, we'll come back to that at some point. So, like I said, Jorge Alcala in to replace Jordan Hicks. And he'll face Christian Walker in the first batter of the ninth. Look at the ball up top. Kyle's 1-0, and that slider will come across the zone for a ball on the left side. Kyle's 2-0, that's up high, so 3-0 now. Roldis Chapman hopefully getting the day off here. Now Kyle can finish this out, but he's behind 3-0 to Christian Walker. Kyle gets a 4-pitch walk to start the night. Chapman's gonna start to get loose. Kyle has walked the first batter. Now face Diaz, and there's a strike in the inside part of the plate and sinker. Now the 1-0-1 pitch. Diaz will pop this one up. Third base side. Bregman will come over and give it a look, and he makes the catch against the netting. Alex Bregman, when it goes up against the net and makes the catch. And a gold glove play by Breggy. 1 out gone. Great play there by Alex Bregman. Next up, Victor Carantini. Carantini 3 for 4 today. Oh, 1 pitch, just outside on a curveball. Count 1-1. One pitch, and Alcala will look at a ball outside. Two 1 pitch. That one's inside, ball 3, and the count's 3-1. So good eye right here by Victor Carantini. Cam Smith on deck. And the 3-1. Carantini will nub a base hit to center field. Kind of sawed off that one. And here comes Alex Cora. And he's not taking any chances. Here comes Chapman. So the Red Sox will go back to the bullpen. And here comes the 37-year-old fireballer. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Rangers now with a 4-2 lead over the Mariners. That game is in the top of the 10th. Rockies with an 8-4 lead over the Pirates. Guardians with a 5-4 lead over the Twins in the top of the 9th. And Rockies-Pirates game is also in the top of the 9th. Mets have broken it open against the Giants. They're now up 11-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Marlins have beaten the Yankees 2-0. Red Sox looking to gain some ground both in the wild card and the AL East. Brewers dismantle the Nationals 8-2. Tigers win over the Phillies 7-5. Blue Jays beat the Royals 4-2. So the Red Sox were not going to make ground on the Blue Jays in first place, but they can catch the Yankees in second in the division. Orioles with a big win over the Cubs. And the Rays have beaten the Dodgers 4-0. Reds, Braves, about 19 minutes away from getting started on Bristol Motor Speedway. And then the 10 o'clock hour, Athletics, D-backs, Angels, White Sox, Padres, Cardinals. So the Red Sox will go to Aroldis Chapman. He'll face Cam Smith. First pitch from Chapman is a four-seam in 98 on the outside corner. Strike one. One's actually fouled back to the screen. Chapman will look back to second. And the 0-1. A splitter at 89, chased by Smith, and now it's 0-2. If you're just joining us, Trevor Story, Romy Gonzalez, Abraham Toro with the home runs that have helped the Red Sox get this lead. 0-2 from Chapman is a ball down in the dirt on a splitter, 1-2. And then if you stepped away and are just now coming back, Jordan Hicks loaded the bases in the top of the 8th and faced Carlos Correa. But with 2 outs, got Correa looking to keep him loaded. 1-2 to Smith. This foul back, 100-mile-an-hour sinker. Chapman ready. 1-2 again. That one fouled away on an 88-mile-an-hour slider on the inside corner. Wally looks like he's ready. He already's got the win flag going. But still a little bit uneasy. Runners on first and second. And Smith is going to go down on a check swing and a 101 sinker on the outside. 2 down here for the Red Sox. Just a bad swing from Smith on a sinker outside the zone at 101. And it'll be up to Mauricio Duan. First pitch is a 101 four-seam right by him for strike one. Chapman is looking healthy right now after that back spasm held him out for a couple games. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back to the screen. 100-mile-an-hour sinker. Now Chapman's walking around. He's feeling it. 0-2 the count. Dubon and the Astros down to the last strike, and the fans will rise to their feet at Fenway. Chapman's ready. The 0-2 pitch. Foul away in a 101-mile-an-hour sinker. Well, there was a worry in his last outing. Chapman was only throwing 94-95. That was cause for concern, what led to the back spasms, but he is back to his velocity. 0-2 again. Chapman throws and fouled off on a splitter in the dirt. Chapman's got a little grin on his face. I think he was kind of surprised Dubon got a piece of that. And I look back at him like, he got lucky on that one. But he'll do it again. 0-2 pitch. We'll get to the backstop and runners will advance on a 101-mile-an-hour sinker. I think when the Red Sox got this guy, they thought he was going to be sort of a middle reliever that they can bring in. But he has gone back to that closer role that he knows so well. 1-2 the count. Chapman throws. Grounder to second. Caught by Gonzalez. Throws over to first. And the Red Sox, for the first time since their championship year of 2018, are going 10 games above 500. They beat the Astros 7-3 and take game 2 of this series with a chance to sweep them tomorrow morning at 11:35. Abraham Toro, Romy Gonzalez, and Trevor Story powered the Red Sox offense, and the bullpen picked up Walker Buehler with a great performance capped off by Chapman coming off of back spasms. Take a look here. As it's going to be Justin Wilson, the lefty, who will get the win. He'll improve to 3-1. Colton Gordon will take the loss, 4-4. He'll drop. And a 4-run save for Aroldis Chapman. His ERA will go down to 1.24, and he'll get his 20th save of the year. And like I said, the Red Sox go above 500, actually 10 games above 500 for the first time since 2018. And they are in a tie for second now with the Yankees, both 4.5 back on the Blue Jays in the AL East standings, and are tied with the Yankees in the wild card, but will hold the number 1 spot. So the Red Sox moving up in the standings as best they can. So a big win here for the Red Sox. And I think that's going to do it for us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody for joining us here and appreciate you guys' support. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future live streams and future videos. Again, we got a video coming out on Monday, another commentary highlight. Game Time Voice Report episode 2 will be out on Wednesday. And stay tuned for when I'll be hitting up some vlogs in the very near future and maybe some live streams coming up. Those will be coming up either on Friday or Saturday coming out. So make sure you're staying in the channel for that. Until then, I'm Mike Walsh. And for myself at the Game Time Voice channel, I want to thank you guys again for joining us. You've been watching, again, final score, Red Sox 7, Astros 3, and the Red Sox are improving to 61-51 on the year. This has been a presentation of the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Game Time Voice, the voice of the